Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Yes. And my camera, where's that camera? Oh, camera on. Okay. So, looking around the market today. Good morning, GD. Looking around the market today, I did make a couple of or not really changes, but I expanded my scanners. I want to kind of break down each section a little bit more. I have the top volume scanner, which is going to show me, the top volume movers of the day based on their volume, of course. Number 2 is the micro floats. Top 2 in the micro floats is Kala, Kala, and ALBT. They have lower volume, but these scanners aren't really for looking for high volume. It's for looking for these gaps, these bigger gaps or larger gaps. So Kala is one of them. Gapped up from I think 16 up to $20. And then ALBT, it's up 35%, but it's only $2.89. We'll see what it wants to do throughout the day. Now I broke this down into two sections. The low, I guess the low, both of these will be considered low floats, 10 to 30 million, and then 30 million up to 100 million. The top in the 10 to 30 is GNS. Only up 8%, and it's the largest gapper in that range, so not really too interested in that. And then we have in the secondary part of the low floats, we have ESPR down 20%, ACRS down 38%. The largest gapper looks to be ARMP, but it is already losing to its these guys up here. So we'll see what happens. Let's look at the news as well as we work our way down. I forgot to look at the news. So Kala, they got files. Kala Pharmaceuticals files a 350 million mixed shelf and files a shelf on behalf of selling stockholders. Okay, that was the news this morning. H.C. Wainwright and company maintains a buy on Kala Pharmaceuticals, raises price to $20, and it is already at that price target. So don't know what it's going to do throughout the day, but we'll watch and see if it falls back to death or if it wants to hold the $20 level. ALBT, news on that one for today. Do not see any current news on that one. GNS Group appoints. Okay, so they appointed Mark R. Basil or Basily, I don't know. Toxic debt specialist, a special counsel to join its legal team, and they got a little bump on that, but not much. And then we have, let's see, NYXH looking real trash. News on today, it announces achievement of key clinical and regulatory milestones. Whatever that is, completes 115 implants in its Dream US pivotal study. Submitted first module of modular PMA and something else. Modular PNA and implanted first patient in Access US pivotal study. Okay, so they didn't really get a huge gap up there. Yeah, Donnell, I'm looking through right now, trying to find some pressure, but I've already kind of jotted down the gappers on today. Let's jump over here to Street Smart. The gappers, BBIO up 71%, GNS not looking too good now. I mean, Azul 22%, Kala up 25, ALBT 35, and ARMP 18. Okay. But as for everything else, we'll just have to see if something wants to step out. Any kind of news catalyst out here. Well, what on Mondays we might want to look for a news catalyst that's swept under the rug, if there is any, because Mondays sometimes things just go unnoticed, and then Tuesday they rip. So maybe we'll see something like that. Let me look through these real quick and see if I see any kind of news like that. That's what happened on CDIO. It was up with low volume, chopping around, and then the next day, boom, it exploded. What's up, Lori? Donnell says sub dollar UNCY. 17 mil out there. Let me see what I have my volume. I've got a sub dollar scanner as well, but they definitely got to get a lot of volume to get on there. Let me see. Where is that sub dollar? Is it? Oh yeah, it needs 30 million to show up on my scans. It's got 17 though. It's well on its way. But that wait, UNC isn't really a sub dollar. It's $1.22 though. But it is under $2. All right, let's see what kind of news UNC is bringing. What kind of heat is it bringing this morning? UNC press release. Wait, let me bring this over here. Okay. Press release announces up to a 30 or 130 million financing and commercialize and launch investigational new drug Renazorb. And it's basically the same news in conjunction with financing. Managing director Vivo Cap. They got a private placement of up to 130. Okay, so let's read and see if they have what kind of money talks are they talking. 30 financing upfront with up to an additional 100 million tied to satisfaction of milestones. Are there any price targets out here? Okay, so it says if approved, this drug may dramatically reduce the pill burden that patients endure with currently available medications. I want to know what does this thing do? What is it called again? Renab. Okay, so it's an unapproved investigational new drug being developed. Hyperphosphatemia remains uncontrolled in an estimated 75% of U.S. dialysis patients. So that's people that are on kidney dialysis. The daily pill burden of maintenance. Oh, various chronic diseases states including HIV, AIDS, diabetes, and congestive heart failure. The median, so basically the median that these patients have to take is about 19 pills per day. 49% of pill burden from phosphate binders. Higher pill burden was independently associated with lower quality of life scores. 62% of patients are non-adherent. Okay, so what is it going to reduce the pill burden to from 19 to what? Is it going to be 1 or 2? Or are they going to get, okay, so they go down. This I don't know what Renavella is, but it's something, but it's what, 9 pills here, and then Renazorb has 3 pills. So from 19 down to this many. Okay. If approved, Renazorb may offer patients a fourfold reduction in daily pill burden by volume compared to Renvela, currently the most prescribed phosphate binder. Okay, so it's got a little bit of competition with Renvela, but it's got to get approved. Let's go and see if they have any kind of shelves out here. It has a shelf registration from last year on that I don't even know how to say their name. I'm just gonna call them Uni Therapeutics. Okay. We can let me see. We can watch that one. Let's see. Missed you too, Lori. Yeah, last week was just super. It got super busy, especially after those storms came through, man. I spent so much work just or so much time doing work. But anyway, this week I am back. So last week I didn't take any trades. I saw that the market kind of got a little bit choppy last week. A lot of people got chopped around, but I I was not involved in any of that storm. Oil is back up to $78. It's just been holding and holding and holding and forming higher and higher lows out here on oil. So continuing back up, and we'll see if it retests the 80 and continues to hold this range. The SPY is over the 400s. Looks like it went over the 400s on Friday. Okay. So we will see. These were the top gappers that I saw during the market. And then Donnell called out this UNCY. And it's up 165%, up 18 million shares traded. Next in line is BBIO, up 67%. It is a little bit higher float, but it is pushing. Azul, 21%. Kala, 25%. Bounced from 16 up here to the 21s. ALBT hit a high up here of the 325s and came on back to the $3. And then ARMP. So these aren't the highest in volume. These are just basically the gappers that I saw. And we'll see what continues to hold its levels or if something dips on a catalyst. Jimmy said he's checking out UNCY as well. Hit a high up here of the 136s. Let me go and look at the daily chart. I didn't even look at the daily chart on this one. Okay. So over here on the daily chart, really doesn't have a lot of rips. Just kind of been trading around different ranges. And today was its first little pop. So it had the 200 moving average here on Friday at the 70 cents. But now it has broken all the way over that previous level. So it had a level here 62. Had a level here up here at about 90 cents. And then let's back up a little bit more. Then it had a level up here of 116. So it's definitely been cruising through a couple of these levels this morning during pre-market. and all the way up to the 127s. But yeah, they're trying to reduce the amount of pills that these patients with HIV, HIV/AIDS, diabetes, and congestive heart failure. The median pills that they had per day was 19, and they've already got some competition here, which is Renvela. They have 9 pills a day that these folks can take, but Renazorb, if it's approved, will have 3 pills to take. So definitely less burden on those patients. But we'll see what that does in the upcoming weeks. Of course, these are the type of stocks that go under the radar, and we're just like, I don't know, it's like we see them when they explode, but it's good to have an eye on them. I guess this one is kind of exploding, but it's still a lower price. But we'll see. Also, I didn't check the float or anything like that on this one. On the UNCY. Float looking like 3.5 million on this one. Held by insiders, huge, almost 50%, but 41%, 41 dot or 0.39. Held by institutions, a lower holding of institutions, 18.29. We can see short percent float 1.98. Okay, not a lot of shorts on there. The shorts need to pile on if they want it to go down. Let's see. Where else do we need to look? So we saw it had a shelf from last year, short interest, UNCY. Okay, short percent float, shares float. So this one says the float is 9 million. And insider owning about the same, 41 and 19. So that's kind of consistent across the board. Let's go to FinViz, UNCY. This one says the float is 8.84 million. Outstanding shares 15.06. And let me see what else. Insider holding or insider owning. I don't know, but this one may not be. When did this one update? I don't see an update time for this one. I don't know about this one. It may or may not, be accurate. But this one definitely is showing that it has the institution owning, but the insider owning is definitely not lining up with the other two. We'll see. Back out to Street Smart Edge. So these are the top gappers that I got on the day though. UNCY, BBIO, AZUL, KALA, and ALBT and ARMP. I did make some changes to my scans. I got the top volume mover here. Basically, it's gonna let me know, hey, what's the top volume mover above $2? I got the low float or the micro float scanner here with KALA and ALBT leading the way with 25% and 24%. Then I have the low floats. I broke these into 2 sections from 10 million shares outstanding up to 30, and then from 30 up to 100, and then above that 100 plus. So BEB or BEKE is our leader in volume, but BBIO is our leader as the well, it looks like it's about to be the leader overall if it gets a little bit more volume. And then Tesla working its way up, not a huge gapper, just been grinding. And then Azul, which is a airplane or air flight or aviation company. BBIO though, what is the news? Bridge Pharma shares soar. Upcoming Powell testimony to Congress on no, that's not dealing with BBIO though. So they have a new data from their dwarfism therapy on BBIO. Okay, Meta has a little bit of news as well. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram gave platforms to Indian cow protection vigilante. MetaQuest Pro now available at $9.99. TikTok, whatever. They got a little bit of news, but they're not winning on the day with volume. Apple, China boost defense spending. Not a lot of interesting news. We'll see what takes off today. There are a couple of droppers though. ACRS dropped 38% from $12 down to the 7. EMBK down 25% from 381 on Friday down to the 281. So it only lost $1. All right, and then the SPY holding this level. So the 200 moving average is what the SPY is bouncing on right now. Came up and tested it and starting to got a little hold point here at the 393s. UNC pushing, pushing, pushing. 20 million shares traded on the day. And so for it to show up on my scans, it's got to get that nice 30 million. It's almost there. 10 million left. But I would love to see it over the next couple of days with that news to see how it reacts. Very cheap stock right now, though. I would like it to get more news and see what the FDA wants to do if it can get that approval. Because it's got a pretty big population that it's affecting. Phosphate binder. It is 8:24. We have 6 minutes until the bell. If we look out here on the level 2s, we can see some pretty big numbers coming through. 12,000, 15,000, but can we see any of those large numbers that just are like they are too large? You know, they're way larger than the average that we're seeing. 18,000 at the 141. Can we see any 30,000s, 40,000s for this price range? Pushing on up, looking like it wants to get to the 150s here on UNCY. Oil ripping up through the 79s, coming on up to the 80 level, 79.20 right now. Definitely keep UNCY on watch though. So the level that UNCY is kind of slowing down on here, if we look at on TOS, when I was doing the levels earlier, we saw that it had a level here of the 147. We'll see how it handles that. The next level is kind of close, 20 cents up at the 160s. But right around that 150 level looks to be a little bit of resistance. We're gonna see though, above these levels, it's kind of like I don't really know. It's just so many places that it could get stopped here. But we'll see. I would be very careful, and if you're gonna do some scalping today, you know, take the profit. Pay yourself. Okay, so 150 looking like the spot to beat today, or I guess out of the open, or to re-challenge. 150 with 11,000, 152, so it's about what, 30,000 right there. Then the 45 is getting tested right now with 18,000 on the books. But what's getting filled? We look over here on the level twos, we can see now the market is open. Let's see what happens. 23 million shares traded. Everything red as of now. Taking some little dips. Okay. UNC looking like it wants to re-challenge this top side of the 145 up to the 150. We'll see that was a little bit of a buy up there off of this 132. Bottom of the previous candle is 124 on the 15-minute. It's 115 on the 30-minute. So we'll see what it wants to do here. This is the first minute of the day. Okay. 125 looking like it wants to get tested. Has not been touched yet though. Can it hold that $0.25 level? Azul taking off as well. A little bit lower volume. Forgot what was this, a mid float? A little bit higher float on Azul. So top side of this one, the bodies of these previous candles was around the 142. I put that as resistance. $28 million shares traded. We look out here on the daily chart. UNC has a bottom that is trying to hold up here, 128 on the day. Hit that bottom and is now just kind of hovering above these 128s. But 128 would definitely be the first line in the sand if I was going to go long on this one. Breaks that 128. It's like, yeah, not going to be looking too good. See what it wants to do here. 130s. Looking a little heavy around here, around these right above the 125. Still though, on the hour candle, this is a nice red hour candle, and I just have a habit of not buying on red hour candles. It's got to transition to green, and if this thing swings from red to green on this one candle, that will be a swing from 128 up to the 142 to 20-cent swing. But for now, just based on these three charts showing me red on all bars, I'm just like, I think it's a waiting game right now. And then the volume on these candles, this 15-minute candle has 6 million in volume. So there comes the 25. There's the hour breaking down, touching that 120. Did it get to 125? Low of 127. 125 continues to hold. Will it go for another test there? Back over the 130s. VWAP is at the 119 here. Or not 119, 134s, and it's just playing around VWAP as well. Donnell said, I'll probably wait for a pullback on UNC to stay above VWAP. We'll see. Maybe it'll be able to. Continues to hold that level of the 134. Let me look over here on the ask. 134. No big sizes there yet. 133 is getting filled. 132s. All right, so let me scan for something else. TRKA popping up. It got to 30 million shares traded before UNC. It's been a grinder up as well on TRKA. Now this is a sub-dollar stock, 60 cents, but it's got 40 million shares on it. It's the top volume on the day. So this thing is kind of closing down its range as well. This first candle moved 20 cents, and that was the best intraday move that we've seen so far. The 20-cent move. And now it's trading within the cents. Continue to challenge the VWAP, hugging the VWAP. Lori Lee called out GNS. Yeah, I was looking at that one earlier. Let me see. I forgot to leave it on here. GNS getting on up there as well. 14% on the day. 5 million shares traded. Where was GNS? Yeah, I see it. It's on the it's one of the low flow scanners here. So GNS up here, we can see that it had a top on Friday around this same level of 430s. It is green on the day though. So when it comes to competing as wanting to trade it long, you know, it is one of the few that's holding green on the day. Bottom of this 15-minute candle was the 370s. I would say 375-ish area. Apparently I must have traded it back here or watched it back here. Let me look on the daily chart for GNS. Out here on TOS, we can see that it had some nice gaps, gapping days back in January. It gapped up to the 3, up to the 4s, up to the 6s, came back down here, hit this original gap point, and kind of gap filled all of these gaps on the way down. So all of these gaps that went up had to be filled, came down, filled every last one of them, and now trading above that level of the $2.13. Okay, UNC getting on up there as well, into a halt. Right at the 150s on UNC. Looks like the morning is about to get spicy. And so now it is popping up for these stocks under $2. I pretty much make them work a lot, and I got their volume set like super high, so I don't see many of them. But if they are exemplary or oh my goodness, I can't even say the word. Whatever. If they stand out, they'll definitely come up here and I'll see them. So these are the two under $2 that are standing out right now. 35 million shares traded on UNCY and almost 50 million shares traded on TRKA. Above that, our higher floats, we got Tesla in there in the lead position, then Apple, and then BBIO up 72%, still holding green on the day. And then Azul working its way up the charts as well, with 41% up 13% since the open. Next is the first section of low floats. Top in this one is ESPR, which isn't looking great. Most of those are red. In the next level, we have Cosm up there. We have GNS. We got a couple of names that we've seen before, but GNS is the one that's actually pushing with volume. It has 7 million, so nothing else in this section is even competing. Kala in the micro floats, ALBT micro floats, and then below that, things just trying to get back to a million shares traded. CDIO still down there at, oh, wait. I just saw something pushing. GNS is still pushing. GNS pushing on up, looking like it wants to get that 450 release. Up 20%. Right at the top here, struggling right at the previous high there of the 436. So I put this in as resistance. And then it's got a top here of the 446 resistance level. I don't know if it had any news on the day. Let me go check. GNS. GNS Group. Oh, it appointed a new person to the legal team. Mark R. Basil. He's a toxic debt specialist. Toxic debt specialist. So this is some good shorting news. We have, let's see, what is this? Top side, the risk on this one will be the 450. So I'm guessing they're going to be looking for entries, but anything under the 450 and put their backstop at the 450 here. We'll see how that works out for them. Okay, UNC, let's see when this thing's supposed to be unhalting. UNC halted at 9:40:54, so should be unhalting here in about a minute. All right, UNC opening up there, pumping higher. Right at the 150s. Looks like a 14,000 share position on the ask side just disappeared. So definitely some feels going on up here. Yep. Getting a little push and pull here on UNC up 224%. So this first hour candle moved from the 125 up to the 150, a 25-cent move on, and this looks like maybe the best. Let me see, what is this? 49, 126. Intraday, this is going to be probably the best candle, the largest candle at least. So I only moved 8 cents past the 150. Is this going to be a grinder though? The VWAP is still at 140 basically. So a breakdown of the 140 would not be good for it right here. Needs to hold up 140. And on the hour chart, you can see 140 is basically the top of the previous candle. Up into the 160s. $148 needs to hold at 140. Is it going to be pushed back into the body of the previous hour candle? So hit a top up here, high of the 163s there for a little bit of resistance. And back under the 140s now, and I think it's halted going down. Yep. Look at these numbers on level 2s. 200,000 shares going in there trying to get in short. Look at that. Huge numbers going in there trying to get in short. Because, I mean, at this point, what are they risking? They're risking 30 cents back up to the 162. You know, some people are okay taking that risk. Anyway, Azul absolutely exploding, still going up there, up 50% from $5 up to the $6.29. Huge intraday rip there. 8 million shares traded on it. ALBT ended up falling down. Kala fell down as well. GNS still below that pressure point here of the 450. And if it rips 20 cents, it's probably going to stop a lot of shorts out, but it's got to rip. Okay, let's jump back over here to the scans real quick. Top volume mover, still looking about the same. BBIO going on down now. We got Tesla, Apple, and Snap. And BBIO and GNS are the top 5 on volume. Then in the microfloat area, we got Kala not really getting a lot of love, not competing with what's on the top volume mover. ALBT, same story. GNS, though, almost to 10 million shares traded. It's definitely on the top volume movers. Everything in here is just death. No real gappers. We got some gap downs there, and that's it. And then here, this is everything that is the higher than 100 million shares outstanding. Okay. And then here are our little under $2 stocks that are working. Almost 50 million shares in both of them traded. Wow. Azul, AZUL continues to push. Broke again from the $6 up here to the 640. So this one definitely has range on the day. Up 24% since the open. and not showing any signs of slowing as of yet. But I think it may actually end up being the one on the day with this range and being a top volume mover. 10 million shares traded. A lot of action. The news on Azul, let's go over that real quick. So their Azul reaches a payment agreement with aircraft lessors. Let me see. Lessors, let's see. Says Sunday it has reached agreements with aircraft lessors that represent more than 90% of its lease obligations. The unknown lessors agreed to reduce the Brazil Airlines lease payments in exchange for equity and a tradable note due in 2030, the carrier said. The agreements will eliminate COVID-19 related deferrals as well as the gap between Azul's contractual lease rates and agreed upon current market rates. Okay. So, I mean, I guess that's okay news. And then they have earnings scheduled for March 6th. Oh, that's today. Well, this is an earnings thing. Okay. So definitely be careful with that one on earnings. They must have did, I don't know if they did pretty good. Let's go and do some digging. Okay, pots deeper. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Brazil's Azul pots a deeper Q4 loss, but sees bluer sky ahead because of the contractual agreements, I guess. That was 2 hours ago. And then Brazil airline Azul reaches payment deal. Azul announces non-stop flights to Paris. Azul benefits from Bioid. Ooh, Bioid. I don't know what that is. Air traffic. That was 19 days ago though. The most recent news are these top three. It did have a Q4 loss though. So I don't know. We'll see what kind of reaction comes from Azul. But right now it looks really, really bullish. UNC has unhalted. And again, we're going to get the true test. Looks like we're going to get the true test of the 125s. And this is sometimes why I had to practice my patience on these first hour candles, letting that hour close to see, hey, what kind of momentum is this thing going to have? Is it going to snap back or whatever? Now we've got a lot of data behind us, and we can kind of see, where the top is. If shorts were going to enter an area, at what point would this be a very risky trade for them? And that point is above the 163. So, you just be patient, get you a nice little dip. And if it does rip, now, of course, this one breaks my rules because it's not above $2. I like them above $2 because they get real dangerous when they're there. But if this was fitting my rules, I would be looking for a nice little dip in here at a price that I like. And I would love to see it come down fast into a dip. The more speed, it's just like physics. You watch a ball bounce, the more speed it's got, that better reaction it gets off the ground. But here, we'll see what it wants to do. Kind of in an indecision below this 140 level. Got a lot of time in the day, only the first hour. So we'll see how this first hour closes to show us the mentality of this stock. Is it going to be an indecisive stock, or are the shorts going to take control? Right now, down 4% since the open. Still up from pre-market 175%. But we will see on that one. GNS finding a little bit of opening above the 450s. We'll see if it's a grinder on the day, if it wants to grind. Top side of this hour candle is the 461. And then Azul, of course, is still up there. BBIO gave pretty much everything back that it was working on. Got up there to 1950, back to the $17. So somebody took a major loss if they were playing this breakout here of the night or the $19. Nice little 40 cent fake out and a $2 drop. ALBT also getting spicy here. Has a top of the 323s, but it is a lower volume stock. 325s, I would say, is the top there. Anyway, I just looked at the time. I got to get to my meeting for this Monday morning. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. These were the stocks that I'm watching. I'll be watching throughout the rest of the day, and I'll also be in the Discord today a lot more than I was last week. I got a lot of stuff handled last week. It was definitely a little bit of a nightmare, but we got it. Let's go to the invite. And there. And I'll drop the link to the Discord into the chat. If you guys want to get to the Discord, we talk about stocks and really any market that is popping on the news can show up in there. But usually it's a lot of the stock market because we're watching some of these things that are moving here. But yeah, be careful. I'll see if I can take some trades this week. Didn't get any trades last week, so we'll see if this week is going to be a better week for us. And UNC looking like it wants to test that 125 down now. But I got to get out of here. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in for this morning. Y'all have a great Monday. Hopefully you guys rack in some money, or either you're green or neutral. You know, be one or the other. You know, we want to leave the red alone. But anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I'll see you guys on Wednesday morning. Of course, man, these weeks are running by. We're already into a new month, March. I got to get my everything done. Taxes, all that stuff. Got to get everything done. Anyway, enough about me. Let me get to this meeting. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.